Imagine a time when communication relied on carving symbols into stone or pressing marks into clay. The journey from these ancient methods to the text on your phone today is extraordinary. Writing began not as a luxury but as a necessity to record trade, laws, and stories. As societies grew, the need for efficient record-keeping accelerated change. Over millennia, humans refined systems, moving from intricate pictures to streamlined characters that could be learned and shared. Writing became a bridge, connecting people across time and space. Each innovation tightened that connection. Ideas could travel farther and last longer. The development of the alphabet is one of humanity's greatest milestones, turning complex symbols into accessible systems. What began as crude markings would eventually let us share thoughts instantly. To understand that path, we begin where writing first took root, in Mesopotamia and Egypt. Long before keyboards, the earliest forms emerged in Mesopotamia around 3200 BCE. The Sumerians pressed wedge-shaped marks into clay with a reed stylus, cuneiform. It recorded trade, managed resources, and codified laws. Cuneiform also preserved myths and epics, not only the mundane but the cultural heart of a people. Scribes carried knowledge forward, shaping the collective memory. Meanwhile, along the Nile, Egypt developed a different approach: hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs combined images of animals, objects, and abstract forms to represent sounds and ideas. They adorned temples and tombs, bridging the mortal to the divine. Egyptian scribes were highly trained, mastering hundreds of symbols over years of practice. Their craft was both practical and ceremonial, part record-keeper, part artist. Though developed independently, both scripts answered the same need: organizing complex societies. Trade and contact spread ideas, preparing the ground for alphabetic innovations. Over centuries, simpler phonetic systems began to appear among seafaring peoples. One group would make a revolutionary change: the Phoenicians. Next, how the Phoenicians simplified writing into an alphabet that spread across the Mediterranean. Around 1200 BCE, the Phoenicians, skilled sailors and traders, changed the game. They developed an alphabet of about 22 characters, each representing a sound. This phonetic approach made writing faster to learn and easier to use in trade. As merchants crossed the Mediterranean, the alphabet traveled with them. Its portability and simplicity made it invaluable for commerce and communication. By 800–750 BCE, Greek inscriptions show clear links to Phoenician letters. The Greeks adapted the system and introduced a key innovation: distinct vowel letters. Vowels allowed a more precise representation of spoken language. Over time, the Ionic alphabet and letters like Eta and Omega refined written Greek. Greek traders and settlers carried their script west, influencing local scripts. The Etruscans adapted Greek forms, and from them the Romans derived the Latin alphabet. Roman adoption and standardization turned the alphabet into a tool across an empire. Stone-carved capitals set the visual foundations for much Western letter forms. From these classical roots, alphabets spread and adapted into the scripts used for many modern languages. Scribes, scholars, and craftsmen kept letter forms alive, constantly refining them. The invention of printing would accelerate dissemination, and eventually, centuries later, typewriters and digital fonts would follow. As languages grew more complex, scholars like Aristophanes of Byzantium introduced diacritical marks to guide pronunciation. These small marks were an ingenious step toward accommodating spoken nuance in writing. Writing moved off stone and clay to lighter media: papyrus, parchment, and later paper. This shift made text more portable and easier to copy. The printing press in the 15th century let ideas be replicated and spread on an unprecedented scale. Type design brought personality to text, echoing ancient calligraphy in new forms. The typewriter bridged the physical and mechanical, shaping modern keyboard layouts. Typing made composition faster, more uniform, and widely accessible. Computers introduced digital text, characters as data, pixels replacing ink. Today, with a swipe or click, written words cross the globe in seconds. Fonts trace a direct lineage back to carved capitals and medieval scripts. Type designers translate ancient aesthetics into modern digital forms. Digital text changed not only speed but scale. Communications, scholarship, and culture shifted. It made writing intimate and immediate, from private messages to global broadcasts. Behind every piece of digital text lies a long history of adaptation and human ingenuity. From the reed stylus to the touchscreen, the impulse is the same: to connect and record. The Phoenicians, Greeks, and Romans each built on prior achievements to create alphabets that travel across languages. What began with wedge-shaped marks and pictorial symbols has become the letters we use every day. This exploration was crafted with the help of historical research, ChatGPT, and InVideo. We hope this journey informs and inspires curiosity about how written language shapes our world.